Hey, welcome to the rest of my walk and talk here. There's some ponds right outside of the green belt here, and there's a big pathway right along the river. So, whoa, just got buzzed by a dragonfly. He like really buzzed me. So anyways, just here walking with my boys. Hey Ezra, how are you?
Just good.
You're doing good? Did you find a rock?
Yeah.
You found some rocks?
I just found a big rock.
Big rock? Who's carrying all the rocks?
Bastion.
Bastion. Oh, I thought you had some in your shirt, Bastion.
I did.
You dropped them?
I took them out.
Okay.
I'm gonna put them back in.
Okay. So Sebastian, what do you like to do? Read books?
Yeah.
Do you have
walk a lot.
You walk a lot?
I don't like to walk a lot.
You don't like to walk? What about running? You like a big runner?
Yeah, only at night.
You're pretty fun. I mean, fast. But sometimes you don't run very fast. Why is that?
Because my legs get tired when I run.
When you run too fast, so you like to run a little slower?
Yeah.
And pace yourself?
So I can actually run the race without walking.
Yeah. Well, you're pretty fast. I know that, because you can't really beat your dad, but can you?
Yeah, sometimes I can beat you.
Yeah. Well, that's my boys. They're always ready to even show their dad who's boss. And this is the second part of our little walk here on the green belt. My daughter would be with us. She's got an appointment with the therapist on Fridays, so she's doing physical therapy for her leg. Her right leg is when you have Down syndrome, sometimes you have loose joints. So she has some bad habits not strengthening. She kind of avoids strengthening her muscles on the right side, so we're trying to strengthen up those muscles so that she walks a little more cleanly. But she would be with us this morning, but that's where she is, and so we get to come here on Friday mornings. So a little insight into some of our rhythms and our life patterns. But I wanted to get back to talking about young men and some of their questions. I hear, obviously last video talked about the very real reality of young men coming and asking, like, how did we end up where we are in the church, or in the country even, where we have so many Muslim immigrants in the country, and how that's not really good for America. But we need to be patient with these young guys in the church. A lot of them are questioning things like feminism and how did we end up where we are. And I think when you're young and you don't have a lot of wisdom, you can overreach and you can start drawing conclusions that are maybe a little too loosely established in reality. But I do think that we do need to question some of our presuppositions that we've been fed and handed to us by our culture, our media, liberal institutions that have been working on us with liberalism since the 1800s, really. Machen in the 1930s was fighting liberalism in our denominations. People had already in the 30s. People think we just got liberal in like the 80s and 90s. We've been liberal for a lot longer than that. People were denying the resurrection, the virgin birth, and the authority of Scripture a lot long before that. Even in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, B.B. Warfield was writing on inerrancy of Scripture because it was coming under attack in the 1800s. And that was one of the key doctrines that he worked really hard to defend. If you're new to theology, check out B.B. Warfield. I remember hearing about him even before I was a pastor a lot, because that's how important he is. He's very foundational. He was a pastor or a professor at Princeton Seminary back when Princeton was very much still a solid seminary institution, serious Presbyterian, committed to inerrancy, and just like B.B. Warfield was. And but all that came crashing down in 1928 with the reorganization of Princeton, taking it out from under the authority of the church, which I don't know why you would want to take a seminary out from under the authority of the church if they wanted to liberalize the denomination, and sure they did. Now we have a Presbyterian denomination which is known for its liberalism. That was my concept of what Presbyterianism represented in my early life. I didn't think anything of Presbyterians in my day when I grew up, because they had all become, in my view, pretty liberal. And in a lot of our towns, that's absolutely true. They are a false synagogue of Satan, as the Westminster Confession says. They are full of doctrinal error. They subscribe to the Westminster Confession, the very confession which condemns what they are doing and what they believe. They say that they are confessional and then deny the confession at every turn. And I think that's part of our ethic of adhering to high confessional standards. People ask me, what kind of Presbyterian are you? I'm a Bible-believing Presbyterian. That's why I'm a Bible Presbyterian, because we believe in the Bible, and we believe in all that virgin birth stuff. We believe in all that resurrection stuff. And Jesus is the resurrected and ascended King of heaven, and that he came from heaven to earth to minister to a people who needed the wrath of God turned away from their sins. The wrath of God he bore on the cross. That's a wonderful truth that we can't dispense with. We can't reduce Jesus down to just another Buddha or another Zarathustra, as some people say. We cannot distill Jesus down to just a nice guy with long hair and a beard and robes, which I think is the image that we get in some quarters. A cat? Yeah. Yeah, a cat ran across. Okay. Well, I'm sure there's cats out here hunting. Good kitties.
A white fox and a white cat.
You saw a white fox and a white cat?
Yeah. They're blue pesky and they love me, right?
They love you?
Yeah.
I don't think they love you. That's why they're running away from you. They don't.
Yeah. They're friends and they were not loving, and they love me. And
Well, I'm glad you like them. I think you love them, but I don't know that they love you.
yeah.
You love them?
Yeah, but they'll come out of the rock, and came a big raccoon, and he left his mommy and a big
Raccoon came out and loved you?
and a big cat come out, and
Big cat?
he little cats.
There's little cats too.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the Boise River. I forgot to show you. So, this is the Boise River. Just a wonderful tributary. Oops, somebody's jumping in, or ooh, some sort of bird of prey squawking at us. So sometimes we'll come here to fish. It's a good spot to throw in. It is kind of a fast river. It's not lazy. It's a moving river. So anyways, we got to be patient with some of these young men. One of the young men that did you fall in?
Yeah.
Okay, are you okay? You alright?
Fall in the water?
It's okay, just be patient. You need to stay away from the edge. Look where you fell in. See that right here? You can't go there. That'll fall in. You have to stay back here. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I heard him scream.
don't go back to this river. You're done falling in, alright? There's no fear. Let's go right back to it. Patience with the young men. That's a good example. He's pretty intrepid, that kid. You okay?
Yeah.
You're fine, buddy. Are you okay?
Yeah, but I think he's going home because I did so much water. Now I need to get back to the house.
You're fine, buddy.
I
Hey, I think you're gonna be okay, alright? I think you're gonna be good. Ezra, it's okay. Say it, it's okay. Breathe, deep breath. Deep breath. So there's a young man that is big splash. He's made a big splash in the last couple of years on social media. His name is Redeemed Zoomer, and he has a theory that the mainline churches, which have given up the confessional adherence, and now they've basically have subscribed to feminism and homosexuality. If you don't accept these things in the church, if you don't want women elders, you should basically just resign from ministry in the PC USA. They're going to be extremely hostile, and they're going to kick you out like they did Jay Gresham Machen and McIntyre, Carl McIntyre, back in 1938, 36, 37, 38. Actually, I was 35. 35 when they were kicked out. But they were defrocked, which is in the Presbyterian world excommunication, because that's where their membership in the church is. So they were excommunicated and had to go start the OPC, which actually was the PCA, the Presbyterian Church in America. They were sued and had to change their name to OPC and BPC respectively. So anyways, but this young man, he says that we need to reconquista the liberal churches, and that's really a misguided trajectory he's on. He's going against a century of church history where those who would be separate, have left the mainline church. Well, first of all, they were forced out, and second of all, they continued on in faithful ministry as a continuing church. This is what happened in the Great Ejection in the Anglican churches back in the early Puritan history, where all the Puritans and Presbyterians were kicked out of the early church. Cromwell tried to establish a Westminster Assembly, which would have reformed the Anglican church to make it Presbyterian. That was rejected. They wanted to remain Anglo-Catholic and rule through bishops and a hierarchical structure. So, but there's young men who want to have a Reconquista movement. What we should have is a unity movement. We need to get all the Reformed denominations together in this country. Like I said in our last video, assimilation is absolutely important. We need that in our churches. We need to join the Church of Christ and assimilate to his ways. So bless you. Glad to talk to you soon.